Well, Brian, our cameras were here this afternoon during an absolute purge. Everything in this restaurant going into the garbage. There's a sign now on the drive-thru window that says closed for sanitation. He actually was able to crawl out of this window right here that's got the wood in it, but only after his uncle busted open the window with his fist. You can still see here where he hurt his hand doing that. So they made call after call, but it wasn't until we started making calls that things started happening. This is the spot on the street here on 7th West. And Brian, these flags are one of the features. They were all at Barker Park tonight. They've been brought here to City Hall where they'll be until Veterans Day, a week from tomorrow. We're making this new connection because of the tail numbers on the plane. The same number on the plane today as it was on the plane in May of 2018. A couple of guys in a white car pulled up to him, asked him to get in the back seat. We're going to pick up his story on video as he was running up to the front door of his house.
The situation, it was crazy. You can hear in his voice on the Ring doorbell video how scared he was. It just tears our heart out to listen to him.
The Ballard family is all about playing outside, but they're a little gun shy this week after an incident Thursday night. Here's Dad, David.
It's a shocker. It's an eye-opener for sure.
10-year-old Graydon was on his way back from playing basketball at a neighbor's when he was approached by a couple of guys in a white car.
And they say hi, and then I keep walking, and then they back up and they say, hi, do you want some candy? Just get in the car.
Graydon's first instinct?
Run.
He dashed up to his own door, and finding it locked, he picks up a rock and heads next door. The mystery vehicle does a 3-point turn and heads in the same direction.
What he did was perfect in my opinion, and I'm glad he listened. I'm glad we've had the talks that we've had.
If a kid is that afraid of somebody, that what they're doing is definitely not appropriate.
Commander Ryan Shostad says he's got detectives working the case. There was another incident kind of like this one in the same neighborhood recently. What looked like a delivery driver reportedly offering a ride to a kid he didn't know.
We'd like to just find out, what their intentions were and why they were in that area.
Whatever their intention, David says they've had enough.
If it's a prank, one, it's just not funny.
There he is. Hi.
Brianna can't get enough of Bountiful's dog park.
Not only have I met more dogs, which I love dogs, but I've met people too who have similar interests.
Lots and lots of people. It seems there was some pent-up demand for a place for dogs to be dogs. Off leash.
Oh, get the Chihuahua.
If you come from 5 to 6 o'clock, there's 50 dogs.
Aside from a very small one in Farmington, this is the only dog park in all of Davis County. Parks Director Brock Hill.
Hi, puppy. It's a difficult thing to have to manage when we have so many animals that want to visit a small park. We've taken counts as many as 82 at one time on a Saturday.
The visitors come from farther and farther away.
I've spoken to people in Syracuse that come here and visit regularly out of Layton area.
The grass is mostly gone, and patching holes in the ground and in the fence is tough. In 4 months, the city has gone through 18,000 poop bags.
Boo, boo.
Then there's people like the Cook family who live on the other side of a chain link fence down a small slope from the park.
I think the park has received a lot more traffic than they expected it to, and there's just always people just right in our yard, kind of.
Their neighbor, Seymour, also upset.
The noise level, we can't even use our patio or the backyard anymore.
They've contacted the city repeatedly, but
there hasn't been any action taken at all.
I asked Hill about that. He said they started with screens on the fences.
We've tried to do our best. There's things that we could do better.
In Bountiful, I'm Kyle Harvey, 2 News.
It's really hard to nail that one on the head because every veteran's a little bit different sometimes.
VFW Commander Chester Day in Magna presides over what is mostly a group of service members from a different era, which wouldn't be a bad thing if not for the future of the club.
It is an issue that we're worried about and concerned about. We talk about it.
Vets from 20th century wars once packed places like this, hanging out, helping each other, and helping their communities. But younger vets don't seem to have found them yet.
And it's just a work in progress, and getting the younger people to understand what we're about.
It's a concern that goes beyond the future of a nonprofit. A 2018 VA study found that isolation, loneliness, was tied to high levels of depression and suicide in veterans.
Being a part of a team again and being able to give back to a community and feeling like I'm serving others keeps me healthy.
I also met with Rachel Jenkins, a former Army medic.
Iraq, Afghanistan.
And a 32-year-old VFW commander in the Sugar House area. I asked who needs who more, the VFW or millennials?
I think that we need the VFW. There's a lot of mental health issues and struggle.
There are signs of change. Rachel tells me across the nation, VFW membership rose last year. This post added Damian Schinzel, a 31-year-old Marine vet.
This organization helped distract me when I was in some of my darker days, helped me focus on who I could help and what I could help versus the problems I was having.
Not as interested in the rituals, Rachel says. Millennials are more eager for projects.
The millennial generation is more into service to others, and so if we can continue to have events like that, we have more and more people show up and want to be involved.
In Salt Lake City, I'm Kyle Harvey, 2 News.
This amount of water is an improvement for Emma and her roommates.
Yes, that's completely on.
They say for much of the last 3 days, they've had none at all.
Oh, that's why that looks like that.
The problem started on Halloween Thursday. Workers outside were doing something with pipes under the street.
Yeah.
We talked to person after person who said the water hasn't been back since.
We are in crisis for water, you know, even being in the middle of the city.
Bonnie Moore's 2 children can't stay here. They've been with family elsewhere.
So they can't take a shower, they can't take a bath, they can't go potty. We can't, I can't make them food if it has to do with water. Can't wash dishes.
I called the apartment complex and was told they're not sure what's going on, but they're working on it. A plumber arrived while we were here. He told us he sees debris in the lines carrying water into the building. I asked the water company about that.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Jordan Valley Water Conservancy District spokesperson Linda Town says they've taken care of their portion of the line.
Once water hits the meter, our responsibility ends, and there's really nothing we can do at that point.
Linda says they're still concerned about it and sent someone tonight just to double check their portion of the line. In the meantime, this is how people are getting by.
Yeah.
Filling buckets at the laundry facility that still has water and hauling them back to their rooms.
It is crazy, insane. Seriously?
It's a big deal. It's really an amazing thing that's going on right now. Bit of history.
Army Air Force Tech Sergeant Max Lauer of Lewiston is finally getting an honor that was due 76 years ago.
There's never a day that you don't wonder what happened.
Lauer's sister Helen says there were lots of little miracles that brought her family to this place today.
Who would have ever guessed that he would have come back to this type of hero's welcome home? I'm sorry, I'm tearing up.
Lauer was the radio operator aboard a B-24 bomber that crashed after taking enemy fire in 1943. They were bombing enemy oil refineries in Romania. A special branch of the federal government had been looking for Lauer and so many others ever since.
With the advances in DNA technology, they were able to verify his remains.
Lauer received full military honors today, but Helen will remember one thing above it all.
The flags has been probably the touching moment. And all those that have participated in the youth of Lewiston and for the hometown, that they've really opened their hearts up in Lewiston and the county and the state. And thanks to everyone.